table shows the masses of 100 girls in the nearest kilograms. So we have 16 to 20, we have 21 to 25, we have 26 to 30, 31 to 35, and 36 to 40, 41 to 45. So the class width is from 16 to 20, we have 5. Okay, so we have the masses are divided into 6 classes. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 classes. So this is the first class interval, followed by the second class interval. We have third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And the class 21 to 25, for example, includes girls with mass that is 0.5 before 21, which is 20.5, and 0.5 also after 25. So 20, this is 20.5 to 25.5, while this one here is 15.5 to 20.5 also. This one, this class interval that includes the mass that is 25.5 to 30.5, and the rest also the same. So how we are going to find the modal class and estimate the median, mean, and range. In this case, we cannot find exactly the median, so we will be estimating only the median, and we will be also finding the estimate mean and also the range in this case. So I want you to listen carefully year 8, as this is different from the previous one. Although we are still looking for the mean, mode, median, and range, but again, the steps or the method that we will be using is somehow different, but not all different. There will be similarities, but there will be additional information. All right? So now, since we are having a mass from 16 to 20, we need to have a column called midpoint. Midpoint or the middle value. Well, how do you find the midpoint or the middle value? You just simply add these two numbers, 16 plus 20, and divide it by 2. Or you can also think of a number between these two numbers, 16 to 20, which is 18. So you can have 2 ways to do it. If you cannot do it mentally, again, you add 16 plus 20, that's 36, and divide it by 2. Since we're talking about midpoint, middle value, we divide it by 2. So 18 is the midpoint of the first class interval. Next, 21 plus 25, that gives you 46. And 46 divided by 2, you will be getting 23. And 26 plus 30, that is 56. And half of 56 is 28. And in the next class interval, 31 plus 35, that is 66. And half of that is 33. And 36 plus 40, that is 78. Divided by 2 is 38. And the last one, of course, 41 plus 45, that is 86. And you divide it by 2, that is 43. The next column that you need to have, M is the midpoint as it is labeled M here. So we need M times F. Why? Because this is needed when we want to find the mean of the frequency table using group data. So we will multiply the midpoint to the frequency. Remember, in the previous video, we multiply frequency and the number here on the first column, but that is only exact number. But in this case, we have intervals, so we cannot just multiply it by one number. So we need to get the middle value and multiply it to the frequency. So 12 times 18 will give you 216. 14 times 23, again, I am multiplying this number, that's 322. 20 times 28, that is 560. 30 times 33, that is 990. And 17 times 38 is 646. And the last one is 7 times 43 is 301. And of course, cumulative frequency is the same way how we do it in the last video. So CF, cumulative frequency, we start writing with 12. You can also total later, this one, or you can total it also after, no problem. And you can also give the total of the frequency. So the first frequency that you are going to have is 18, at 12 I mean. So 12 here is the first frequency. So we have to add 12 to the next frequency, which is 14, and that gives you 26. 26 plus 20, that's 46. 46 plus 30, that's 76. And 76 plus 17, that is 93. And 93 plus 7, that is 100. Again, that last number in the CF here should be the same as the total frequency. These two totals here will be used in finding the mean, while the CF will be used to find the median. And the same way how to find the mode, we are going to find the highest frequency and make sure you can just look at the first column to find the modal class. We cannot also find exactly the mode of the data, but we called it modal class because we are talking about class interval. So it's the same. I just copy it. Now let's answer the question. What is the modal class? The modal class has the highest frequency, and the highest frequency that I can find here is 30. So the modal class is 31 to 35. Again, the highest frequency is 30. Then go back to the first column. So this will be your modal class, which is 31 to 35 kilograms. Next, we are going to find the median. And let's start always with the median location. So the formula again is n plus 1. Total number is 100 plus 1. That's 101. And when you divide it by 2, that gives you 50.5 or 50.5 position. So where can we find this 50.5 position? So we are going to look at the CF. Which of these numbers in the CF is higher? The first higher after 50.5. The next higher is 76 because 46 is lower than 50.5, so it's not. Then you go to the first column, so this will be your median class, 31 to 35. But we are not asked to find the median class. You are asked to make an estimate of the median. So how do we estimate? Is it close to 31, 32, 33, 34, or 35? As you can see, 46 here is quite far from 76, right? So 50 also is quite close to 46, which is close to 30. So that means we can estimate that our median is somehow equal to 31 kilogram. Again, this is 30, the last one, or 30.5 for this, which is 46. And remember that 50 is somehow close to this. That means to say your value should be closer also to that, which is 31. So it can be 31 or 32. So that is okay since we are just estimating the median. And the next thing that we want to calculate is the mean. So we need to total, or we need to get the sum of this m times f, which is 3035. So that is the total. And then we divide it by the total frequency here, which is 100. So we divide 3035 by 100 without doing the long division. We can just move the decimal point to the right, 2 steps, to the left, I mean, not to the right, 2 steps to the left, and that gives you 30.35 or 30.4 in 1 decimal place. So you can write in 2 decimal places or in 1 decimal place unless it is specified. So this time we are going to find the range. But please be careful year 8 here. Please listen carefully because this is different from the previous one. So for group data, we can only find the largest and the smallest possible value of range. Now, how do we find the largest range or the largest possible value for range? Remember, this data here includes from 40.5. This is from 40.5 to 45.5. So that means to say the highest value that we can have here is 45.5, and the lowest value that we can have before 16 is 15.5. Again, so the lowest value that we can have here, because 16 to 20 includes 15.5 to 20.5. So 15.5 is the smallest. The largest that we can have here is 45.5. So we have to use this to get the largest possible range. So 45.5 minus the smallest, which is 15.5, that gives us 30 kilograms. That's the largest possible range. Now, how do we get the smallest possible range? We have used 45.5, so we will be using this one. What is the number before it? It's 40.5. So we have 40.5. So this is 40.5 here. I'm going to write 40.5. And this one here, what's the number after it? It's 20.5. So we will just subtract 40.5 minus 20.5 here. So that's why we have this. And to subtract, we get 20 kilograms. So that means to say range is between 20 and 30 kilograms. So it's not specific, unlike in the previous video. So let's have another example here. A group of university students took part in a sponsored race. The number of laps completed is given in the table below. So use the information to find the modal class. So we are going to have here, for example, we are going to find the modal class, which means we need to find the highest frequency. And what's the highest frequency that you can find? Here, year 8? 25, correct. So now, 25 will be your guide, but the modal class is 26 to 30. Okay, so modal class is 26 to 30 because it has the highest frequency, which is 25. So the same table we will be using. So we are going to find the mean. So we are going to estimate to find an estimate mean. So again, the total after completing the table, we get the midpoint. 1 plus 5 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. 6 plus 10 is 16, divided by 2 is 8. So 11 plus 15, that's 26 divided by 2. So again, we are just getting the mid value or the midpoint for this interval, adding the two numbers here and divide it by 2. Then after we get the midpoint, we multiplied it to the frequency. So 2 times 3 is 6, 9 times 8 is 72, 15 times 13 is 195, 20 times 18 is 360, and 17 times 23 is 391. 25 times 28, that's 700. 2 times 33, of course, is 66, and 1 times 38 is 38. Then we need to add the product of the midpoint and the frequency. So we have 1,828, and we need it here in the formula, and then we divide it by the total frequency, which is 91. So the mean estimate is 20.1 in 1 decimal place. So this time we are going to find the median class, and that we need to find the CF, cumulative frequency for the median. But we are not looking or estimating median here. We are going to find only the median class. So start the first frequency, which is 2. Add the next frequency. 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 plus 15 is 26. 26 plus 20 is 46. 46 plus 17, that is 63. 63 plus 25, that is 88. And 88 plus 2 is 90. And 90 plus 1 is 91. So again, we need to find the median location. So n plus 1, 91 plus 1 is 92, divided by 2, that is 46th position. So again, the shortcut is to look at what is the number next to it. But as you can see, there is exactly 46 in the cumulative frequency. So you don't need to look at the number, the next number higher than 46 because 46 is already here. So we just simply look at what is the median class. It's 16 to 20. Okay. So the same table we will be using, but this time we are going to find the possible, largest possible range, smallest possible range, and of course the estimate range that we will have. So the largest possible range, the highest number that you see in the interval is 40. So that is 40.5 minus 0.5. The smallest value that we can have here is 0.5. It's before 1. So we have 40.5 minus 0.5. That gives you 40 kilograms. And the smallest range, possible range, we have here 35.5 and we have here 5.5. So we are going to subtract 35.5 minus 5.5. So that is 30 kilograms. So the range is between 30 and 40 kilograms. This graph shows a pupil's favorite athletics events. So can you tell which one here is the mode in this graph? So this is still the frequency here, but it is presented using a graph. So can you tell me your A? Which do you think here and what is the reason? How do you know that that is the mode? All right, so the answer is sprint because it is represented by the highest bar. So this is the tallest bar that you have. So that means to say it has the most number of people also. So which is 20. So your frequency is 20. So the highest frequency, without looking actually at the frequency, you just have to look at the bar chart and see which one is the tallest or the highest bar. Then that would give you the idea that the sprint is the mode in this bar graph. Hope to see you again in our next video.